He chose me in front of his family. Hyun Woo's tearful interview shocks nation. By Divinity Daily, July 28, 2025. It wasn't supposed to go this far. It was meant to be a simple stage collaboration, a musical revival, a beautiful but temporary partnership. But what happened between Hyun Woo and Yang Jun Mo wasn't just stage chemistry. It wasn't even quiet affection. It was the kind of love that shatters rules, redefines legacies, and breaks families apart before healing them. And in an interview that aired last night, Hyun Woo, now shaking, red-eyed, and barely able to speak through his tears, finally told the story behind the moment that changed everything. He chose me in front of his family. And I will never forget how his mother looked at him. The night before everything broke. The interview aired exclusively on Real Talk Live, hosted by Shin Ha-rin, a journalist known for her boundary-pushing questions and raw, unfiltered formats. The atmosphere was heavy from the start. Hyun Woo entered the studio quietly. No makeup, no stylist. Just a plain white shirt and black slacks. When asked why he agreed to the interview, he looked down and whispered, "Because I owe it to everyone who believed in us. But mostly, I owe it to him." From there, the entire nation held its breath. I was never supposed to meet his family. As Hyun Woo recounted, the relationship had already passed the 1-year mark when the invitation came. His family didn't know about me. They thought I was just a co-star. Or worse, someone he was mentoring for media attention. Yang Jun Mo, born into a respected and conservative family in Daegu, had never publicly acknowledged any romantic relationships before Hyun Woo. His family, especially his mother, a retired opera singer with deep ties to old-school traditions, had made it clear that any deviation from their values would destroy the family name. I begged him not to tell them yet, Hyun Woo admitted. I didn't want to be the reason he lost them. But Jun Mo had already made up his mind. The dinner that turned into war. It was supposed to be a private family dinner. Yang Jun Mo's father, mother, older brother, and 2 sisters were present. Hyun Woo was seated beside Jun Mo, as a guest from the arts world. I could feel the tension from the second I walked in, Hyun Woo said. His brother wouldn't look at me. His mother barely nodded. The meal was quiet at first, until his mother brought up marriage, specifically a proposal from the daughter of a wealthy arts patron. She said it like it was already happening. Like Jun Mo didn't get a say. That's when Jun Mo placed his chopsticks down. And with hands slightly trembling, he looked his mother in the eye and said, "I'm not marrying her. I'm in love with someone." There was silence. The kind of silence that hurts. Then he took Hyun Woo's hand, right there, at the table, and said, "It's him. I love him." His mother started crying. What followed was chaos. His father stood up. His brother stormed out. His mother, the pillar of grace, began to cry, not loud, not angry, but the kind of crying that fills a room with grief. I froze, Hyun Woo said. I wanted to pull my hand away, to disappear. But he didn't let me. Instead, Yang Jun Mo stood, bowed respectfully, and said, "I've lived your life for 38 years. I'm going to live mine now. And I hope one day, you'll see he saved me." The aftermath. They didn't speak to Jun Mo for weeks after that. Hyun Woo admitted that Jun Mo cried alone every night during rehearsals, but never once regretted it. He told me, "If they never forgive me, I'll still be glad I told the truth with you beside me." Hyun Woo recounted how Jun Mo refused to use hotel rooms or assistants. Instead, he drove to Hyun Woo's apartment in the pouring rain, slept on the floor beside him, and made him breakfast just to feel something normal. That's when I realized. I don't care what anyone thinks. I'm never leaving him. The gift he left at the door. One of the most emotional moments of the interview came when Hyun Woo pulled a small object from his pocket, a folded, weathered piece of sheet music. He left this on my doorstep the night before the press found out. No note. Just the song we first rehearsed together, and the words, "I'll face them all with you." Hyun Woo began to cry on camera, unable to continue for a full minute. The crew paused. Host Shin Ha-rin silently slid over a tissue box. "I never thought I'd be loved like this," Hyun Woo finally said. "I thought I'd be someone's secret forever. But he stood for me. In front of the people he feared most." Fans react with explosion of love. Within minutes of the broadcast, hashtags like hashtag he chose Hyun Woo, hashtag Junmo brave, and hashtag love is louder shot to #1 globally. Thousands of fans took to social media, posting photos of themselves holding hands with loved ones, tagging the couple with messages like, "Your love saved us. We'll stand by you like you stood for each other. You chose truth. We choose you." TikTok was flooded with clips from Moonlight Sonnet, edited to include soft transitions and glowing text, "He chose him." On and off stage. Industry backlash begins. Not everyone took the story with kindness. An anonymous entertainment executive was quoted saying, "They've made themselves radioactive. No studio wants a scandal." A brand deal with a high-end fragrance line reportedly fell through hours after the interview. But instead of panic, Hyun Woo smiled when asked about career consequences. "If truth costs us work, then maybe we are in the wrong industry." A message from Yang Jun Mo. Though he wasn't present at the interview, Yang Jun Mo posted on his official fan cafe just an hour after it aired. The message read, "I watched every second of him cry for me tonight. And I've never loved him more. My mother may not speak to me now. But one day, she'll know, he gave me back my voice." The post ended with a photo, a blurry shot of their intertwined fingers during that fateful dinner. No captions. Just truth. What's next for them? Insiders say the couple has turned down multiple interviews and endorsements to take time away in the countryside. They've been spotted in a quiet seaside town near Gangwon, helping a local theater troupe with a summer play. Locals say they walk barefoot on the beach at sunrise. That they read lines to each other under candlelight. That Jun Mo plays guitar and Hyun Woo hums softly beside him. They are not building an empire. They are just trying to live. And sometimes, that's the most radical love story of all. The room smelled of aged wood and tradition. Every dish on the table was curated with ceremonial precision: lotus root soup, grilled abalone, lotus rice wrapped in bamboo leaves. But to Hyun Woo, it all tasted like nerves. He sat beside Yang Jun Mo, barely touching his plate, his fingers hidden beneath the table, interlocked with Jun Mo's, trembling just enough to feel the weight of what was coming. Across the table, Jun Mo's mother watched them with eyes too careful to miss anything. Her silver hair was pinned high in a traditional knot, and her silence held more power than any spoken word. Then, she finally said it. "The daughter of Chairman Han's family is returning from London next month. She remembers you fondly." The atmosphere shifted. Everyone froze, except Jun Mo. He picked up his chopsticks, set them down again, slowly, deliberately, and exhaled. "Mother," he said, quietly. "There's something I need to say." Hyun Woo's breath hitched. His fingers instinctively tightened. Jun Mo didn't let go. "I'm not interested in Chairman Han's daughter. Or anyone else you've chosen for me." His father raised an eyebrow. "Then who?" he asked. "Who have you chosen, Jun Mo?" There was a beat of silence, sharp and unbearable. Then Jun Mo stood. He walked around the table and stood behind Hyun Woo, placing a hand gently on his shoulder. "Him," he said. "I chose him." The room broke. His sister dropped her spoon. His father's hand slammed against the table. His mother's gaze darkened, as if someone had torn a painting she'd spent her life perfecting. "You're joking," his brother hissed. "Tell me this is some rebellious act." But Jun Mo didn't flinch. "It's not rebellion. It's love." Hyun Woo finally stood, ready to flee, not because he was ashamed, but because he didn't want Jun Mo to lose everything. But Jun Mo reached for his hand. "Don't move," he whispered. "Not when I've waited this long to hold you in front of them." Tears welled in Hyun Woo's eyes. Jun Mo turned back to his family. "I'm done living the way you expect. I love him. And if you can't accept that, I'll still love you. But I'm choosing truth over image." His mother slowly placed her napkin on the table, stood, and without a word, left the room. The sound of her heels on the polished floor echoed like a funeral drum. Jun Mo didn't cry. But Hyun Woo did, not from fear, but from the overwhelming feeling of being seen, finally, and fully. In a world that had always told him to hide, Yang Jun Mo stood up and said his name out loud. And that, Hyun Woo would never forget.